a change. This morning we're actually leaving Phuket, and I thought I'd just switch the camera on to show you what it's like leaving Phuket. It's almost like you're leaving another country. You're going through customs. This is the Phuket checkpoint. It's a couple of kilometres away from the actual border. Nobody's stopping us this morning though. Okay, good morning again, and here we are. It's been a nice little pleasant drive, quiet roads. To say all these trips, all these walks are walks of exploration, and in fact I don't know the roads or any of them, and although this is shown as a path, as you can see it's very much a road at this stage, but a very quiet one. I've been putting my backpack on and boots on, etc., and just one motorcycle's chugged past me. There's rubber trees over here and both sides in actual fact. So the village is called Ban Pang Chan. There was nowhere really to park in it, so I've just driven down what is showing as the path, 100 meters or so, and we're ready to go. So I'll just switch the phone on to record, and yeah, let's set off and see what we find. On this walk it's fairly flat up and down a little bit, but it does actually show one climb up a hill which you can take or not take. It's up to you, and I'm going to have a look at it. It is actually showing up to 47% incline, which is like 1 in 2, so that's very steep. And with my knees and history from a couple of weeks ago, I'm on my own today. I'm not going to risk falling down a mountain. So we'll see what it's like. I hope to go up it, because I'm guessing there'll be a good view from up there. So, okay, see you soon. Now, unfortunately, I've not been able to film it because of the trees, but I can see, or did see further back, quite a high hill, steep hill to the left, and we're getting quite close now to where just show a path going presumably up that hill. And no sooner had I switched the camera off than you can see now the road has come to an end. So this is still the same, probably what originally that whole road was like until recently. Of course, it doesn't differentiate between a path back there and a path here. So even though that road was very quiet, it's nice to actually get off tarmac. Okay, so there's about 3 little paths shown just around here, one down there, one just a bit further up than this one, but this looks, providing the GPS is spot on at the moment, this looks to be where the climb starts. So we'll go on up it and see what it's like, and see if we can get to the top. Right, we've only just 2 minutes up the path and already through the trees. I don't know how much you can see there, but I've got a good view of the sea, and in the distance through the haze you can see Phuket. This walk doesn't actually go, I don't think you'll be able to see much of Phang Nga Bay from here. You need to go a lot further across Phang Nga before you do that. And that's one thing I want to look for, is walks where you can go up into the hills and actually get a stunning view of Phang Nga Bay. The only one I know actually at the moment is a temple that's a beautiful temple that's really up in the hills with big statues around, and on the way up there is a place where you can see right across the bay. But as you can see, this path it's okay. It's sort of winding its way round at the moment. And the hill at the top, you see, I'm assuming that's it right up there. So a long way to go. I've broken out the trekking poles. It's already quite humid in here, you can probably see, but not a breath of air. No air, literally. There's not a leaf moving anywhere. So it's going to be a hot one, I think. In fact, I'm sure it's going to be a hot one. Okay, I've got a bit of climbing to do now, so I'll speak later. Now we're definitely on the line of the path. As you can see, it doesn't look as though anybody's been used this for a long time. There's some new rubber trees being planted here, and then that stops. And the path shows just literally crawling, going through jungle here. Can't even see the path, but anyway, we'll just head along here a little way, see what it's like. But I don't have a machete with me, or even secateurs, so that's going to be a difficult one. I might even go back and try. I did see another path to see whether there's another way up, because I can see the hill over there. But anyway, I'll let you know what happens. Well, I gave it a try, and it's definitely the line, but I don't doubt there was a path there. But if it becomes unused, it doesn't take that long for the jungle to reclaim it, and there's absolutely no way I could get through there. It just got thicker. I was getting a lot of prickly brambles and things, and it just basically became a wall of undergrowth, and you would need a very good machete to get through it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going back down now. I can obviously continue this walk anyway along the main path, but I'm just going to go back a little way where I saw another clear path going into the jungle, and I just want to go see where that one goes. You can see there is another path showing going up there. That's where there's more rubber trees, but it's going away from the hill, the big hill. So come on, so we're exploring. Let's just see where this one goes. If it wasn't for the temperature and the humidity, this could be a woodland in England. Different. And you don't get rubber trees in the UK. Okay, well, I've just checked the GPS, and in reality what's happened is this path we've taken, which is, you can at least see it, and the undergrowth isn't too bad, actually has joined the original path. So we've basically gone round that area which was just unpassable, and are now going uphill on this path. We'll have to see whether it continues or not. It's not that clear. And it is getting warm now as we get nearer the sun. So we're approaching sort of halfway up. It is getting thicker, the undergrowth. A few brambles amongst it, but we'll persevere and see how far we can get anyway. Well, we have reached another brick wall, so to speak. I don't have anything to cut through this, and you can see looking ahead, this is not just a temporary and then it clears. So about halfway up, and sadly we're going to have to go down again. Well, got down there without tripping or slipping. I've just seen some fellow walkers, if you can see them. There's a little flock of geese with chicks. I'm assuming therefore there must be a house amongst these palm trees here, presumably planted for palm oil. We're now back on the main path we started out on. See the sea through the trees. Just going to wander down through these palms. because just from the path I could see literally the sea appears to be coming right up. Indeed it does. Now I'm no botanist, but those mangroves, certainly not a mangrove forest, but you can see literally the water coming right up here. And you've got a little beach there if you want to have a little dip. I'll pass at the moment. You know, people sometimes say you're not bothered about snakes, of which of course there are many different types. In the paper last week they mentioned that they caught a few king cobras, huge snakes, and they'd released them actually in the jungles in Phang Nga, used to do it in Phuket. I don't like snakes, I have to say, but I'm not particularly too worried about coming across them, because snakes are not after hunting us, and particularly with all this dead undergrowth when you're in the jungle and with trekking poles, you make a fair bit of noise, and any self-respecting snake is going to shift out of the way. It doesn't want to have a confrontation. You do sometimes hear rustling in the undergrowth, but it's very light rustling. It's more, I've caught glimpses of very small lizards, but of course snakes feed off. But no, as of yet, touch wood, I've not even seen a snake on any of the walks so far. I know what you're saying. Shouldn't say that, John. Anyway, back onto the track and let's see where it leads us. I don't know what shrub this is growing wild. I'm guessing it's some species of heliconia, which is the bird of paradise, and this is like a wild version of it. A lot of flowers on it, quite a big shrub. I'm assuming it's just growing here wild. So the flowers are coming to the end, although birds of paradise flowers actually continue to flower year round. Got some in our garden. They're quite messy plants, but the flowers huge on the variety we have, and they never stop flowering. Now, through all the haze and distance, I don't know if you can see that. Looking over there, again, nice hill, and you can see quite a few, well I can see quite a few boats moored there. Obviously tourist boats, so doing nothing. There's a couple of piers. What I'm not quite sure is if that's on the Phang Nga side, or whether it's Phuket, or whether it's an island in the middle. I'll have to check the map later, because this is certainly, see, again, very hazy, but so that's all Phang Nga to the right for sure. Now the path has been thinning out a bit. If you're wondering what that's there for, basically it's to stop any trucks trying to get any further down here. So if you're on a motorbike, yeah, no problem. If you're on a truck, that's as far as you can go. Sound of a long-tail boat. It is pleasant, I have to say this, because you've got the shade of the trees, but the sea is literally just yards away. Well, this is about as close as the path gets. In fact, the path has been eroded away a bit. Again, sunken trees. Mangroves or not, I don't know. See if we can see any baby fish in the water, but I can't see any. Onward! Well, we've just been in the sun a bit there, but as you can see, we're entering almost looks like a colonnade. Obviously false, it's all rubber trees, but yeah, attractive looking. And some welcome shade. I do have a hat with me, but I don't particularly like wearing it because it's not what it's supposed to be. It's not breathable. Now, interestingly, we've already passed what is shown as the end of the path. But as you can see, it's continuing. This has gone inland a little bit. And it's certainly a well-made path. You get a truck down here, no problem. But it's not shown on the map at all, and there are lots of little ones going off because there's a lot of rubber around here. In fact, we just passed a guy, first dog I've seen. He was laid on this road and he barked, then went inside, and the guy was having a shower. Now, I've no idea how far this goes on or where it goes to, so I'm just going to head back, looking at the time now. Like I say, it does undulate up and down this path. It's fairly gentle. Just a bit of a steep one, but how nice was that? I just had down a motorcycle come past me and offered to give me a lift up. Like all good hikers, I thanked him profusely and refused, but very nice of him. So, just a matter of interest, I've shown you in other films, obviously, previous ones, rubber being collected in generally cups that are tied, or half coconut shells tied to the bottom of rubber trees, and they cut and it basically tap the rubber into a white latex form. And this is what happens to it when they treat it, and this is how they actually sell it on the growers. And they use a process, I'm not sure what they actually do with it. I know it involves acid, and sadly that's one of the reasons why we see we do get dogs in badly burnt with acid. People say, well, how on earth do they get acid? And it's actually quite common acid here for using in the rubber plantations. So that's why. But that's what it looks like, and you'll see sometimes motorcycles piled with a big pile of these things, taking them off presumably to the wholesaler. Well, I'd often have a little rest, but I thought, well, I'm going to sit down here. It's a lovely outlook, and yeah, I just had the second half of that biscuit and a drink of water. And amazing, you know, I told you about the guy who offered me a lift down. He just come back up, and what did he do? He stopped, bottle of cold water, gave it to me. How's that? What a lovely man. Okay, that's it for today. So I'm going to walk back to the car. So and hopefully, yeah, have a Sunday afternoon at home with the dogs. Bye for now.